And hello and welcome. Henning Pauli, you're on YouTube. This is an amp and we're going to talk about it. Mooer. Great Chinese company, been in business for a long time. I visited them in Shenzhen and saw their factory years ago when they were doing the tiny little pedals, and they've done so much more now. Get it? The modelers and especially their Intelligent series, which is little doohickeys that have modelers built in, even in their guitars. I've got 3 of them. I could use it, but using an intelligent guitar with intelligent amp, I'd rather use this beautiful Ibanez RG, I don't know what it's called. It's a neck-through thing that I just got from Ibanez. It's called the RGT, T as in through, 1220 PBK. Obviously, because, clearly. Intelligent series. They have these little foot switches, and they've got built-in modelers. Pretty cool. This one doesn't. That one just works with the amp. Can't tell you if it came with the amp or not. The unboxing will have to reveal that, because I don't remember. Now they've got a little standalone practice amp. I asked what the price is, and they said MSRP, so suggested retail, $199. Based on what I see, that's pretty fair. Now, of course, there's competition. Boss has their Katana Air, I think it's called. There's the Spark, which is great. The Spark, the little one, whatever it's called, Spark Mini. There are a whole bunch of amps. The Yamaha has a THR series, which are good, but pretty pricey. This is a simple tool, but I do like it. I do like the sounds. There's 1 or 2 little things I'm going to bitch about. Other than that, it's got really cool features and functions. Before we get into the features and functions, let's take it out of the box. Now, before we get into, yet again, the features and functions, we'll quickly check out some sounds recorded in the room with a mic that's not plugged in or anything. That's actually what it sounds like in the room. And here we go. Obviously, the Mooer F15i Li intelligent amp, future, it's the future amp. The F15 and the I probably stands for lithium, but then there's an Li. No, it's the F15i intelligent. The F15 intelligent Li, that's the lithium version. I think they all have battery. Maybe there's one without, I don't know, but it's battery powered. There's no power. There's nothing. This is what it is. And there's a little, I don't know if that's leather, fake leather, whatever, strap that you can attach, which is kind of neat. And it's ultra light. It's got Bluetooth. So I pumped Tom James's elevated jam tracks in it and noodle around. And what you're going to hear is the line out from it. Yes, it has line out. We're going to get to the features and functions right after the noodle. Now that was dandy, and off we go. So, in the back, we're going to start there. Not a lot to see, but we actually set up a camera for that. There is the USB-C, as it should be. There is a lot to see. The USB-C, it's wordplay, to power it, to charge the battery, and it says REC, which stands for record. You can actually use it as an audio interface and record directly with this amp and use it as even your monitoring if you wanted to. I'm pretty sure that goes into the computer and back. I haven't tested it, but you can use it as an interface and record direct. Well, I recorded it with the line out, which is pretty damn cool. There's a stereo 1/4 inch line out, and you can go into your audio interface and record with that. Okay, drawback. When you do that, the main speaker on the amp is still on. It's not a bad thing, but you cannot dial in the line out volume independently of the main speaker. So you've got the speaker volume, and that is how loud the line out will be. And that's a bit annoying. One way to go around that is if you look at the front, there is headphone out. Little pluggy. And of course, if you little pluggy your headphones in there, the main speaker will be silent, but the line out will not be silent. So plug in a dummy cable or plug in your headphones, then the thing is off, and then your volume will go only to the line out. When you do the volume, you can see there's actually a big line on the whole thing showing you the main volume. And on the beautiful high-res screen, you can also see a number. The beautiful high-res screen is a touch screen. No real functions there, but it has a touch screen. So you can go to drums. I actually just couldn't stop. It's fun. For practicing, that's great. And there's a bunch of patterns in there that you switch with the app. Or actually if you have tiny little fingers, going on here. So there's volume, which you change with the value. There's your pattern. It's fun, right? Stop it! So, fun can be had with built-in drums. Back. So, use the touchscreen for that. Or to go to tuning, which is very weird because there's also a tuner button right there. So that makes very little sense. To get to that screen, instead of, just touching there, you could also click tools. So there are hardware buttons here that get you to the same pages that you get to with the touch screen. So technically the hardware buttons were really not necessary. In German, we say doppelt gemoppelt, which means double mobbled. It's like, why do it twice? But it's there. So on the tools page, there's also Bluetooth, which is really always on. You can also turn it off. And this is what you tap to connect the foot switch. Tap that, and on the foot switch, tap A and C at the same time. And then it's in connection mode, and then it really connects. So why not go there? I mean, that's really all you can do. Right there, and it also shows you the battery. What you can do on the foot switch, super simple. It is, of course, wireless, as you can see. And you've got 4 switches that light up. 1A, 1B, 1C, 1D. And that goes through the 4 programs in the bank. If you want to go to the next bank on the foot switch, push the 2 right buttons. It will show you now, once you select one, on bank 2. And let's say I do C. Oopsie. And now C, now we're on 2C. That's how that works. Go to bank 5, B, or down, oopsie, There you go. Very simple foot switch, but of course can be cool if you want to use that. You're not going to use that in a live situation, but maybe in a song, go from clean to drive. But of course you can always do that here with the dial and go up and down. But the foot switch is more directly targeted. We've got the tuner. As I said, it works and even shows you in beautiful big colors. See, now it's slightly not so green, and now it's green. So this strip is kind of really cool and visualizes a whole bunch of fiat. If I click on preset, it will also cycle through the four. So you can do it with the foot switch, you can do it with a value knob, or by clicking preset. So, as I said before, the hardware buttons, kind of pointless. Push long to turn on, push long to turn off. That's it. And you can tap for drum speed or maybe delays. That's it. There's some kind of speaker in there. And we're going to get some sounds here in the room, then sounds out of the direct out. And then you determine whether that's worth $200. Probably less, because that's MSRP. So I'm thinking 169-ish, maybe. So recording it in the room with an AEA R88 active. It's a beautiful stereo ribbon about 1 meter away that gets you the most realistic in the room sound possible. We could use the shotgun mic that I'm talking into, but that stereo ribbon really gets you the sound in the room. And then we're going to look at the app. We're going to do this. But first, a couple sounds. Good variety of cleans, from the hollow ones to the thicker ones. Some with more effect and some with less. Gonna get to a cool one in a sec. So you want to practice metal riffs? Thank you, there's one without any reverb and anything. That's a great lead, which is what I used in the Noodle Track. Very bitey. cool room simulations that give it some depth. That's a clean with a lot of cool effects. So in terms of the modeling quality and the speaker quality and all that, for a desktop practice tool, I got no problems. I've heard much worse modeling. I've heard better modeling. Yeah, if you got $1,500 to spend, absolutely. What they put in this for under 200 is massively impressive, if you ask me. Now, before we get into the app, let's listen to the sounds not in the room with the line out. So if you got a couple of minutes to spare, check those out. If not, skip it. Okay, there's the app. It's called iAmp, and it's fascinatingly simple and nicely bright. So you can go up to your presets right there. There's actually a bank 0, which I did not know. Let's check that bank out. British Clean. I like it. That's a good bank. So in here, as you can see, you do have a library of sounds in different styles. Very cool. If you want to get to something quickly, there's a simple mixer for Bluetooth, USB recording, instrument, and master. And on the effects page, you have the parameters for each of the effects. Right now, the comp. You can change that to a different compressor, noise killer, whatever you want. You could also change it to a filter, Ottawa. You can turn it off. You could add an effect, overdrive, tube screamer, grab it, move it to the beginning, and there you go. You've changed the effect. You've changed the effect chain. That's nice. Turn that thing off. Here's the amp, which is now a Citrus. So probably an SLO. There's a lot of amps. Too many, if you ask me. What's GNR? I don't know. I mean, it's just way too many amps. For a practice amp, too much. Neat. EQ. There's even different EQs. You can see there's overdrives, amps, IRs. You can load IRs in there. I don't quite know how. Modulation, a lot of it. Delay, a lot of it. Reverb, a lot of it. So let's go to that. I actually don't. Do I want EQ? Let's add a delay. Tape. Love tape. Put this in front of the reverb and you're good to go. I just tapped it. Done. Minor, major, turn that shit off. Reverb, bam, there's a hall. Oh my god, how good is the spring? It's actually kind of neat. Crank that up. I like that. So that's what you do there. Quite a bit of potential for loads of your own presets, right? Definitely enough to mimic a lot of classic sounds dead on. No, it's an amp for $200. Come on, don't be silly. But you can get shit done. At the bottom there's Wi-Fi. Don't quite know what that's for. And then of course battery, all that stuff. And then the other thing that's left in here. Settings, not really too many. You want the virtual space on. Lyric display, what? Oh, once you play a backing track, it actually shows you on the display there what the backing track is. Let me show that for a second. Oh, he uploaded a new track. So you can see it right there in the display, right? Neato. There's global EQ, there's the brightness. You can even change the LED on the front by just choosing a different color. I kind of like that green. Purple's also neat, but I want to stick with that green. And that's all you can do. So it is not too deep, but deep enough. You know what I'm trying to say. There's, of course, here the drums. Just a different interface to what you have on it. You can change the BPM. You can change the patterns. You can see there's a lot. Blues 10. Okay. The tuner can also be accessed from here. And it's pretty good, actually. And there's also a looper. I recorded that earlier. So with the app, you get a looper. And you know what? That's about it. So, Mooer something F15i. Under $200, and in the league of little practice amps. App is straightforward, but gets you to the point of programming sounds. Sounds in the room, no issue with that. Like the touchscreen, even though it's kind of pointless. Would have been enough to just have the touchscreen and just have the buttons on it. Love the fact that, yes, USB recording, but definitely the line outs in the back. That's a big plus. My biggest issue with it is just something that drives me completely insane. Look at the damn display. It's cool that it's got a round display, but I mean, look at it closely. It's crooked. You can clearly see that there's a line from left to right, the British overdrive. You can clearly see that it's tilted. So whoever glued it down didn't check that it was completely straight. And that's just driving me nuts. Nothing you can do about it, nothing that makes the amp bad. But if you're a bit OCD, that's horrible. So QC in the factory, more, please. Fix that. That's really it. I think this is a good practice amp. I might even not sell this on, even though I've got my house full of amps. I might actually just keep that because it's super light and convenient, battery powered. What else is there that you need? I like it. Of course I paid for this video, yeah, but I'll still evaluate stuff and tell you exactly what I think. So, Mooer F15i Lee intelligent amp. Good thing, if you ask me. I will link to shops below. Please support them. That supports me. If you want this. If you don't want it, that's also fine. Thank you so much. Please like and subscribe as you should. And animals at the end.